Hi everyone, today I will giving you such an explanation about the hardware components of the networking, which is the wireless router. In this video, I'm going to divide into two sections. So first of all is I'm going to explain you about the hardware components inside of the router and its functions. And then the second one is some basic troubleshooting regarding the internet connection problem in your home with your router. So that's all. Thank you so much. Bye.
So, let's begin with the first one. CPU. CPU has the function to execute the commands given by the IOS or Internet Operating System using another hardware components. The second one is the ROM. ROM is non-volatile memory which performs BIOS and boot up instructions. The next one, I'm going to show you about the wireless router hardware interface. The first one is the Ethernet port or LAN port. So basically, this one is for you to connect your router to your devices such as server, printer, or laptops. And then the next one is the Ethernet port or WAN. This one is for your router to be connected to your modem, so you can use your Wi-Fi connection. This one is Wi-Fi protected setup, and the last one is the power port, which is the power where your router get the power supply.
Now I have the problem. The problem is that my browser is showing that my web page is not available, and then also it is showing the limited access, the exclamation sign there. So basically, to troubleshoot this thing, I try to disconnect first the connection and then try to connect it again. After that, it is still having the same problem, so I try to forget this network. Right click and forget this network. After that, I try to reconnect it again and see whether the problem is solved or not. So basically the problem is still happen. So in this kind of things, I need to go to my router and then I need to switch off, as it seems that there's a lot of cache in my RAM. So I need to restart my router. To restart the router, I just have to switch off and then take off the power supply, wait for 60 seconds. After that, then just plug it back again and reboot your router. If you want to restart your router, you just have to turn off the main switch like this, and then you go to the router and unplug the power supply cable like this. If you want to reset your router, you can use the small pin with the sharp tip like this, so it will be easier for you to press the reset button. If you want to reset your router, the reset button is at the bottom part of your router, so you just have to reset it by pressing it with your sharp pin and then wait until all the lights are on like this. Wait for a few minutes and just make sure that all the lights are on.
No, you already reset your router.
After you resetting your router, you type the command prompt and then type the IP config and then check what is the default gateway. Our default gateway now is 192.168.1.1. So I just type it in my browser and then I come into my browser access, so I just continue and then tick this one, continue. Normally the username is admin and the password is admin after I resetting the router. If not, you try to use the username is admin and the password is blank. If it still cannot, you need to contact your ISP to get what is the username and password for the administration to access your router. And then you go log in. After that, you go to the administration and then go to the management part and then type in your new router password. And then confirm. Then you save the settings, continue, and then I will try to use the username and I've typed in my new password. Now I can go to the router configuration already, so it means that my new password is working. Now I'm going to explain you how to do some configuration in your wireless router. So you go to the wireless and then change this to manual. After you change, you type in your SSID. So this is the SSID for my accommodation. And then I just save my settings. I try to connect again. Now I can see that it is showing that it's already VCA1.10.6 with my new SSID. After that, I go to the wireless security and then I change to WPA to personal. After that, I just type in my password. Okay, then I save my settings. So just continue. And then I try to connect it again. Okay. Now I'm going to the setup and then change this to PPPoE, and then I try to fill in the username and address that the ISP give me for my router. So So I just simply copy and paste and save the settings. Now it's done. I try to connect to any website first and see. Now I don't have the limited access anymore. So I just simply going to any websites. Okay, now I can go to the Google already. So that's it actually.